Hi everybody, welcome to the Soul Song. This is your weekly energy reading, and my name is Nina for those of you who are new here. And I just want to thank you all for your prayers and condolences. I really appreciate that. So, this is going to be a usual 7 to 10 days prediction plus guidance reading, and we have three groups as usual. We have Sodalite, we have Amethyst, and then we have Citrine. I believe we have the full moon this week as well. I'm not really sure of the date, but that could be quite significant. And we are approaching that energy, so there could be some endings of certain phases, clearing, releasing, all of that. The theme could be playing out as well this week, okay? So choose your pile, and if you need more time, pause the video here, and I'll see you in your timestamps. Hi Group 1, for those of you who've chosen this Sodalite here, let's take a look at your reading. So I will start with some Lenormand cards firstly. Anything important that they need to know, okay. We have the ring, the fish, okay, this looks like a business or a financial contract. We have the letter at the bottom of the deck, so there could be some important communication coming through, some answers I'm hearing, something that you've been waiting for. For some of you, this is a contract or a lease, perhaps an agreement to do with the home, okay, something that you're committing to in terms of your foundational life, okay, whether it is a business or a home, property, something like that. And it looks good. If you have been waiting to strike a deal, let's say you want to sell off your home, or you want to buy a new home or something like that, this is the week perhaps when you finalize things, okay, so things become formal for you. For others of you, this could be you being committed to perhaps a home business or a business that you probably that you're doing remotely, or maybe you're working from home, something like that, and it is going to prosper. It's looking prosperous, okay. So yeah, looks good so far. Let's see your tarot cards. The Three of Pentacles, okay, yeah. So this could have a lot to do with your home, or your work situation, financial situation, safety, security, stability. And we have the Devil, okay, and we have the Hermit, all right. And what's interesting here is I want to show you this. In the Three of Pentacles, especially in the original Rider-Waite, you see a structure, right? It's like the architect card. Somebody is building the foundation of a home, and the foundation is built when the 3 reaches the 4. 4 is foundational, and you have the card number 4 here, which is the home, right? And the next card we have here is the Devil, and in this particular deck, it's a very different depiction, okay. The home is in the background, all right, and it can be a bit stifling. It can also symbolize for me old foundations that no longer serve us. That is what the Devil energy is. Something that you're addicted to, or you're used to, you're attached to, but it may not be serving you, it may not be healthy, and you're moving away from that. And here the Hermit is actually moving away from the Devil energy. So this is an interesting message here. I feel like you're building a new foundation, all right. That's the message that I'm strongly getting. And for some of you, this may require a move, physical move. This may require you going solo, okay, being the Hermit, and possibly rejecting something that feels very tempting, very attached. You may have been very attached to, but it's not healthy anymore, okay? And you're relying on your own inner guidance, on your own inner light to show you the way forward, okay? Now, in terms of work, if this is specifically concerning a work situation, I feel the devil is not a bad energy there. It can actually take on a different meaning, okay? The devil is Capricornian energy, it's Saturnian. So even given the limitations, you can actually build something and prosper. And if you continue to evolve, if you continue to learn, okay, that's the Virgo energy of the Hermit. So I feel like either way there is progress here, okay? And whether you are detaching yourself from certain negative habits or things that may have held you back, be it fear, inhibitions, limitations that you have perceived or which exist in your environment. It could be a person as well, okay? Either way, you're detaching yourself from that energy, okay? And the devil can actually be, like I said, a good, it can take on a different meaning, a more positive meaning, when you have a deep desire for something, okay? But more strongly, I feel that what you're doing is you're working on your personal foundation, and it may or may not include certain old either people, structures, patterns, or habits, okay? Simply put, that is the message that I'm getting here for you. Also, a message that I'm getting is, the devil is in the details. So pay attention to the details. If you are, for instance, leasing your home, or you're buying a new home, or you're entering some sort of a contract or agreement, pay attention to the details and don't fall for any sort of illusion, and use your own discernment as well, okay? Alright, so I'm just going to put these back there because this is not holding up, okay? Yeah, that's much better. Let's look at your oracle cards. We have perspective. What does a hawk see when it flies over your house, besides the family of mice living nearby that you don't know about? What will your current problems, conflicts, complaints look like when you are 80 years old and you gaze back on the timeline of your life? In this moment, you are being given the gift of clear perspective, of knowing that in the end, everything is going to be much better. So this is a higher perspective that you are seeing the situation with, okay? It may be really important because you have two major arcana here, and the home is, again, like I said, very foundational. It could be literally your home family situation, or it could be even your environment in general. It could be your office as well. But I am getting this sense of almost like prospering despite the limitations. So you're seeing the bigger perspective here, all right? And you're bringing into the situation all that you have learned, and you're applying that practically to find solutions to any obstacles that you may be facing, okay? Man holding a heart. Prosperity lies ahead. You've got the fish there. This bodes really well, okay? So there may be some money coming in, definitely. New moon in Taurus. Okay, that's your advice. We have chop wood, and then we have soul contracts. Before you were born, you agreed to partake in specific experiences that assist in the evolution of your soul. And that's what also the devil teaches us, it's very karmic in nature. So maybe the situation involves certain people who you have this soul contract with, who you have learned certain lessons through. That's how we usually learn in life, right? Through people, through our experiences and our relationships with people. So overall, I feel like this looks like a good week in which you, I feel, are personally prospering with or without the support of certain people who um, may or may not be supportive in your life, okay, or may not be healthy. But at the same time, the devil is also a reflection of the things that we need to heal within ourselves. Everything is a reflection, basically. So I feel like you know what I'm getting. Like you've almost grown. You've grown too wise to give in to anything that could be an illusion, or that could deviate you only, from, like, derail you from your path, is what I'm getting. So that's interesting, and that's a good sign of I think there is a saying in Buddhism, right? Before enlightenment, or before Satori, I think it's called chop wood, and after Satori, chop wood. So before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. So you're doing the work, okay? That's what you're doing. You're busy building what you want to build this week, okay? And like I said, there may be some environmental situations which may not be healthy, but you're detaching yourself from that, and you're elevating your consciousness so that you don't pay attention to those mice, basically, if that makes sense. Okay, so this is an important connection. It could be a supportive connection that is playing a role in your life. It could be a friend. It could also be a new romance for some of you. I won't strike that possibility out, but this looks like a really good week for money, for contracts, for legal agreements, for also striking some kind of a collaborative deal with people, okay? It looks really good for that, and most likely the people who enter your life now also are going to be people who you have some kind of a soul contract with, okay? So what's your advice for the week? We have volatility, volcano, and almost every time I see this card, I'm reminded of anger, of an outburst, of pent up emotions being released. So it may be a good thing, it may be a not so good thing, but it tells me that there may be certain things that you have been putting a lid on, you've been suppressing, and this is the week where you kind of want to be careful about channeling that energy in the right direction, okay? To sort of detach yourself from that temptation. If you have a habit, let's say, of reacting to people, this time I feel you're going to approach the situation from a different perspective and not give in to that temptation, okay, of the old self, I would say. Let's pull some cards from the Whispers of Love Oracle deck, and we'll wind this for you. Group number 1, what do they need to know about the week ahead? I feel like it's this one. Be authentic. Be real and true to who you are and how you feel. You are limitless, okay? So we've been talking a lot about limitations in this reading. You can do anything you choose. I don't need to remind you of that, but I feel like you are actually detaching yourself from limitations. Express love through gifts. So congratulations on your progress, especially when it comes to your foundational security in life, okay? Just I do feel like there's something you want to express, but be careful around the words that you use, perhaps, okay? Maybe you want to approach it from this perspective of the hermit. Take some time out, detach yourself from the situation, and then speak your mind, be honest, but try not to be too reactive. Okay, I mean, it's your choice, but then that's what I'm seeing here in these cards. Okay, I'm wishing you all the best. Have a fabulous week ahead, and I'll see you again later. Bye bye. Hi, group 2. For those of you who've chosen this amethyst, let's take a look firstly at your Lenormand cards. What do they need to know? Group number 2, about their week ahead. We have the dog, the tower. I feel like it's the stars, and I want one more. Okay, and the clouds, and we have the letter at the bottom of the deck. I don't know why, I feel like you may have wanted to watch the first reading as well. I'm just getting that intuitively. Okay, so for those of you where this is so the tower could be an organization that you're dealing with. For some of you, maybe you've newly joined a new company, or you may be in the process of it and you may be kind of anxious, you know. Perhaps you're waiting for some answers from an organization. It looks quite positive with the stars there. It could be, you know, like an entry level job or something that you're quite new at, and it's something that you're really hoping and dreaming about. Okay, there's a lot of aspiration here as well, but overall I feel like it looks positive. For others of you, there's possibly someone who is like a friend, or someone you have like a supportive connection with from the past, who probably is getting in touch with you, or you're dealing with them somehow this week, and there may be some tension around this person, or some confusion perhaps around the motives of this person. Okay, like you might wonder, why is this person suddenly contacting me, something like that. Okay, but for most of you, this is a positive development is what I'm getting, and there's this energy of perhaps healing something from the past. Okay, you have an opportunity now to do that. Okay, let's take a look at your tarot cards. We have the Page of Pentacles, the Fool, and the Queen of Swords. Okay, I like seeing that, because these two energies are kind of novice energies. Okay, the Fool and the Page of Pentacles. Here the Page of Pentacles is like studying something, right? Very studiously studying something. It's a very intelligent and patient page, and it could be some kind of a message which has something to do with an opportunity connected to your career, to maybe an organization like, you know, a college or an institute, something that you've been waiting to hear from perhaps. And with the Fool there, this is an exciting adventure, something that you want to get involved with. Okay, again, the Page here is similar to the Dog energy in the sense that they are kind of new at whatever that they're doing, and it requires them to have to trust and to be loyal, be faithful to their path. Okay, and to do it like studiously, the way that the Page is doing. And with the Queen of Swords, this could be someone from who is that authoritative figure. Okay, someone from the organization or the institute who wants to communicate something with you. All right, and for this reason, I feel like you need to use also your own discernment, because in this card here, she's got this mask lying down on the floor. Okay, it's like she's able to look through and detect any sort of illusions, she's able to cut through any sort of confusion, and that's what you're able to do as well. So you need to kind of adopt this energy of the Queen of Swords and try to balance this exciting la di da kind of energy of the Fool with the more I'm wise, I know what I'm doing kind of energy of the Queen of Swords. Okay, so there needs to be some kind of a balance between these two, because sometimes we can actually get ourselves in trouble by being too quick to take a call or to make a decision. Okay, don't lose that childlike enthusiasm, but at the same time use your discernment while making especially some long-term kind of decisions, which have an impact on your life for the long run. Okay, I want to pull one more card here just to get a bit more about what this could be for most of you. I feel like this is this has something to do with an opportunity. And look at that, beneath the deck we have the Fool. Again, this deck has 2 Fool cards, and I've let them be. So it feels like this is certainly got something to do with your financial independence, something that you're involving yourself with for the long run, something that your sense of personal security relies on. So it could very well have an impact on your financial security and abundance. Okay, so yeah, I guess then those messages do fit in pretty well. All right, I don't know why I kind of feel like you will need to study something, like whether this is a contract or you've got an admission somewhere. You will need to study something and get to the bottom of it and really investigate is what I'm getting. Okay, all right, we have a change in the wind, surrender to the divine, full moon, and we have, I think, a full moon this week. Healer of the ages, number 51, and we have grace. I face disagreements with grace and flow through the ups and downs of my relationships without getting thrown off center. With grace, I'm able to keep my cool, be my best self, and not resort to name calling even when the crappy poo poo face is being a douchey bath monster. Okay, and interestingly, we have a dog here as well. Okay, in this card. Now, there are 2 aspects here that I feel are in question. One is the career advancement and, something to do perhaps with a contract or something quite formal. Okay. The other is perhaps a relationship, like I mentioned earlier, someone you may have even cut off ties with, someone from the past who probably contacts you out of the blue and wants to maybe apologize, or they want to start over in some way with the Fool energy there. And the message in that case I'm getting here is, we have the Peacock there in the 9 of Pentacles, and we have the Grace card here. Both of these are kind of similar energies in that you're very self-assured, okay, and you know where you stand with this person and you know who you are. So stick to that. You don't need to be inauthentic or anything to please anyone, or you don't need to bend over backwards as well. You know your worth, and yet at the same time you can try to heal the connection if it means something special to you. Okay, that's what I'm getting. And if I do feel like for many of you, you could be in this conundrum where this happens all of a sudden, it's unexpected, and you're like, what do I do now? I'm confused. Why is this happening now, or whatever? But this, I feel, is a situation which is now getting wrapped up in some way, and you're preparing for a new phase with the Fool there. So either way, whether you continue to be with this person, maybe you reconcile with them, maybe you forgive them, there is an opportunity here to move on in some way from that situation, from the past situation. Okay, that's what I'm getting for many of you. This, if this has something to do with a relationship, with a sibling, with anybody who you may have had kind of some kind of a misunderstanding with, or something like that. Okay, and yeah, let's look at your other cards. We have Blessing in Disguise. You are being asked not to prejudge your current set of circumstances. Whatever this change is, probably something hitting you out of the blue, or someone from the past. It is a blessing in disguise. Perhaps you have an opportunity, like I said, now to wrap that cycle with them, to have some kind of a closure with the full moon. Okay. All right. And what's your advice? We have, wow, not surprised to see this. We have clouds, shape shifting. Look at this. So your advice here, and it's funny that, when I was shuffling these cards, and I don't look at the cards obviously, but this card was coming to my mind earlier today, and whilst I was shuffling the cards, I did see it a couple of times, and it showed up in this reading. So the advice for you is to shapeshift. What does that mean? To approach the situation with a new perspective. Okay, maybe try to yes, be authentic, be yourself. Okay, or rather be more of yourself, I would say. Okay, there is something in this situation which you probably have less of a clarity about. Maybe you're not sure about this person's motives. Maybe you're not sure, maybe there are some trust issues here with this person. But the advice is to be malleable, okay? To keep an open mind. And also, if there is something about your own persona that you need to change for your own progress, irrespective of the situation or with this person, then do that. Okay, it could be as simple as changing the way you look, or it could be something as deep as changing the way you approach a situation. You make a different choice, a different decision this time, and it shifts your timeline, it changes your karma. Okay, and you're able to break free from some old karmic cycle. All right, that is, in my view, how you break karmic patterns, by choosing differently. I feel like what I want to say here is also, you have a much better perspective now of what's happening, and you're coming from a place of feeling very self-assured, this deep understanding of yourself. All the nines go back to the Hermit, which is all about self-knowledge, right? And self-discovery. So essentially what I'm trying to say here is that you change, you adapt accordingly. All right, you're a lot more open-minded now to be able to do this. I'll just read a little bit about this card because I'm feeling called to. Let's look at this. So I'll read a little bit from the guidebook. Cloud 32. Okay. In both subtle and more dramatic ways, you can shapeshift by a choice of clothing, hairstyle, adornments, and even mannerisms such as facial expression, gestures, and the way you walk. By adjusting these along with your internal attitude, you can actually display different personas. And it's interesting because I was mentioning the mask in the Queen of Swords card. When you experiment with these variations of self-expression that are not how you ordinarily present yourself, others will react to you depending on the degree in which your persona contrasts with the one they are most familiar with. Be like the clouds as you try out different forms, stretching your limits at times, willing to move and adjust as necessarily. So yeah, experiment. That's your reading, group number 2. I hope this helps and I hope you got some insight from that. I'm wishing you all the best. To take care of yourself and I'll see you again later. Bye-bye. Hi group 3, for those of you who've chosen this citrine stone here, I'm going to pull some Lenormand cards firstly for you. What does group number 3 need to know? I feel like it's this one. We have the Clover, the Tower and the Path. That's nice. We have the Sun at the bottom of the deck. Beautiful. So there's definitely change here. Change on the horizon. You're moving away from the past. You may be at a crossroads in some way, but this is a very fortunate change, okay? Whatever you decide now, I feel like you can't go wrong. For some of you, this could have something to do with a business opportunity or dealing with an organization. But for most of you, this is an opportunity to turn away from the past in some way. You're closing out some chapter. You are in for a change and it's a positive new beginning is what I'm getting, okay? Really good. So you may be, finding yourself at the right place at the right time, getting some opportunity that would help you close out this old cycle or chapter and move on from it, okay? But it may involve some kind of a decision. Speaking of decisions, we have Judgment. Wow, the World, pretty big cards, and the Four of Swords. This is huge. Okay. What do I say? Big change. Big change. The World is the end, or rather the successful completion, culmination of a chapter or cycle in your life. Very much in tandem with the full moon energy that we are approaching. And the Judgment involves a big change, okay? The number 10 card in Tarot, in the Major Arcana, is the Wheel of Fortune. You have the fortunate card here of the Clover, and Judgment is 2 times 10, which is 20. Okay, so I do feel like this is very destined. It has something, there's something at play here which is a lot bigger. It might seem a lot bigger than, your ordinary day-to-day life. All right, so this is a huge change, and whatever this decision is, it's like a big lifestyle change as well for you. So it's almost like, you also, I feel like with the Four of Swords here, you're in this contemplative, like meditative state, and you're at ease somehow with this change that is happening, okay? You are mentally preparing yourself for this big decision, for this big change, and I don't see you, being anxious or anything like that. It's like an acceptance that, this is done with, and from now on everything is going to be different, or there's some aspect in your life which is going to drastically change. Now these are big destiny cards, so this could be in any area of your life, but whatever it is, it has a huge impact on your life, okay? It's almost like ascension, you could say, an awakening, like a maturing of yourself, okay? And this World card here is so beautifully depicted. It's the union of the self with source, okay, or with God, whatever you want to call it. And this is the Golden Gate here. you're at a threshold, I feel, of a big change. Okay, and all big changes come with some major decisions, but I feel like you're going to be able to make a well thought out decision, and you're going to be at ease with this change. Oops. All right, so let's see your other cards. Wow, why is this happening? Why? I just asked, why is this happening? You might be thinking, why is this happening? Okay, all right. For some of you, I feel like your dreams are going to be very intense. Okay, pay attention to your dreams. You may get some answers to some questions in your dreams, and also I feel like this could have something to do with your life purpose, you know, where you're heading, what, like the holistic larger picture of your life, what do you want to be, how do you want to show up in the world, that those kind of big questions, you know, like your destiny in life, so to speak. I also feel like for some of you, you could have some amazingly intense meditative sessions if you actually meditate, if you do that practice, you know, and you could even meet or feel the presence of a passed on loved one for some of you, and they could be actually helping you from the other side. You are good enough, full moon in Virgo. So this is I think the second full moon card we've got in this reading, or the third one, I guess. Interesting. Walking away, yeah. Number 27. Resilience. Sticks and stones may break my bones, and unkind words can somehow drain every bit of joy and color from my once rosy life, but nothing can ever permanently damage the real me. I love myself, I cherish myself, and I vow to remember that I'm always camped out in the depths of myself, even when I don't feel like very much of myself. This may sound very esoteric, but I feel like this reading is quite esoteric, and we are still in Pisces season. But I do feel like, you know, this is like a union with yourself. I don't know how else to explain this. There's a deep understanding of who you are, perhaps why you came here, which path is it that you want to, I'm hearing, unapologetically walk on. And you are developing a huge respect, I would say, for yourself. And there may have been some situations in which, you know, people were quite unkind to you. They may have been quite challenging, especially with their words, you know, with the way they treated you, and they made you feel perhaps like, you know, you don't belong, or blah blah blah, or that, you know, you're too small, you're insignificant, or your voice doesn't matter, or you don't matter, or whatever. It doesn't matter, because I feel like you're ready to walk away from that. Okay, you're really discovering who you are this week, and you're uncovering a lot of these layers through some spiritual wisdom, is what I'm getting. Okay, you're tapping into your very core, your essence of who you are. In terms of what Neville Goddard would probably call this, it would be like, you know, you discovering your God self, your true creative power. And when you get in touch really with that core of yourself, which is eternal, which you know, with the world card there, which is, you know, in my ending is my beginning, it's endless, right? It's eternal in nature. You automatically feel like, how can I possibly doubt my worth, and how can I possibly play it small, because this is who I am, this is my power, right? Let's see your other cards here. Wow. Victim mentality. You're learning to understand that everything happens through you, not to you. So this is a huge awakening week for you, and I get the feeling like your guides, your passed on loved ones are really pushing you away from this limited perspective that you have had of yourself. And it doesn't matter where it came from. Maybe it came from, usually it is how we are conditioned, something that may have happened in your childhood perhaps. But you're ready to wake up from that sleep and really tap into your inner power, no longer seeking answers as well from the outside, but going within and getting all the answers yourself, feeling whole, feeling complete by yourself. This is all you becoming whole. I don't know how else to say this. It's incredible. So your advice is new moon, promise. So after this, there's so much to look forward to. You're starting a new cycle in which, again, there are two people here. It's a union, right? And once you feel whole and complete in yourself, and you understand why certain things had to happen, what you had to learn from that experience, and you decide to put an end to that chapter because you've transformed, you've changed as a person, you have awoken to your inner power, your inner self, your higher self, whatever you want to call it. Labels are not important. That's when you invite a lot of blessings in your life, okay? Also, if there's something that you have been wanting to launch, to start, whatever it may be, this is a good time for you to focus on that, okay? Incredible. So this new cycle is going to be witnessed by this new you. What do they need to know, group number 3, about their relationships? And we have I love you. These are powerful words. Speak the language of love. Let's get one more. And we have express love through gifts. One more. Spend quality time together. For some of you, this could be a new journey in terms of love, in terms of romance, okay? It looks really promising. Bottom of the deck, we have slow down. Pause and allow things to unfold. So that's the 4 of Swords as well. So congratulations, because I feel like this is a really fortunate and more authentic, I want to say, new cycle that's beginning in your life. Don't be afraid to say goodbye to certain things, attitudes, maybe even people, situations that you've outgrown, okay? And yeah, congratulations on this rebirth. So I wish you all the best, and I'll see you again later. Have a lovely week ahead, and yeah, goodbye.